Set it off on the left. Set it off on the right. Set it off. Oh my God, set it off. 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 Set it off on the left, y'all. Set it off on the right, y'all. Set it off. Come on, y'all. Set it off. Set it off on the left and set it off on the right, y'all. Set it off. Come on, y'all. Set it off. Hey, set it off. Oh my God. What did we just watch? Hold on. My head is cut off. Okay. Well, hello there. And this is Auntie. And I am here to do my review on 90 Day Fiance, Season 7, Episode 10, Choose Me. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to this damn channel. And thank you so much to all of my new subscribers. Thank you so much for joining the family. And to all of my nieces and nephews who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. If you have just finished watching 90 Day Fiance, bitch. Was it one good episode? If I had to rate this episode of 90 Day Fiance, I would rate this bitch a B. Almost a B plus. Do you hear what I'm saying? The crying, the shenanigans, and the shade of it all. This was a really good episode of 90 Day Fiance. Oh my goodness. Where do we start? I hope my moderators are out here tonight. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see if they are out here or not. But y'all, I'm praying that they are. Let's go ahead and get into this review. The first couple that I want to talk about is Blake and Jasmine. We see Blake, you know, going to a show because he is, I guess, the vice president of this record company or record label or whatever, and he has a show. Habitually, he is never late for a show, but right now he has a wife. And so, of course, he and his wife are living in separate homes. And so Blake has to go over to the home in order to pick her up so that she can go to the show. Jasmine clearly, bitch, tells us that she is not interested. Thank you so much for the super chat. That she is not interested in anything that has to do with his music. She doesn't want to go to a club. She doesn't want to she doesn't want to be around the cigarette smoke. She doesn't want anything to do with this. She is just going because she is Blake's wife and she is bored being in the house. She says it is really uncomfortable for her to be in the house right now with Blake's family. She told him that he needs to go and ask his parents, you know, when they plan on moving out, because of course we know that the two of them will be staying in the home. And so she is like, you know, it's really getting awkward for me to be in the home with your family. I didn't anticipate being here this long, and bitch, you need to go and talk to your parents. And he's like, look, they're going through the home buying process, and you know, it's taking a bit longer. I'm not asking my parents a damn thing, okay? And frankly, I don't blame him. I mean, bitch, you're over here, okay? What you should have did was waited. We saw a couple episodes ago when Blake told her ass from the giddy up that you should have waited. I told you that, you know, you needed to wait on this. And of course, she did not want to wait on any of that, all right? And so Basically, she's going, like I said, she's going to this club and everything, and she says that she's not interested. Blake, on the other hand, is interested. He put this mask on his face because he says that, when he's on the stage, he wears a mask, and he changes into this alter ego. And so we see him, basically leaving, and they're riding in the Uber. And so our girl Rita calls. And of course, Rita is dating one of Blake's really good friends. And so Rita calls, and she's like, "Look, where are you?" And he's like, "I'm on my way." And she's like, "The show is about to start. This is your damn show, and you're not here yet. Everybody's here, and you need to get there." So, of course, we know that when Blake got to the house, she was putting makeup and stuff like that on her eyes, and, just dolling herself up. And then when he got in the car with her, she wouldn't even allow him to touch her because he was calling her porcelain skin and all that old kind of old foolishness and stuff like that. And so, she's like, once she gets her makeup on, she doesn't want him to touch her or anything like that. And I'm just like, okay, now I can understand that to a certain extent, but she didn't even want his arms around her. She just wanted to be pretty girl. She said that she had already invited her sister, so, the sister was going to meet her over there. And, Blake was like, "Okay, your sister?" Okay. Now, I don't know what that shade was about, but okay. And so, she gets to the club and everything. She says that she invited her sister because of all the smoking and the drinking and things like that she doesn't like. She didn't want to be lonely, and plus her sister is her best friend. And so, he gets backstage and everything, and everybody's like, "Okay, Road Dog, what the hell is going on? You can't have this woman, and she can't be messing up the bag." And so he gets on stage, and he's jumping on stage. At this point, her and her sister are sitting in the booth, and she is just not entertained at all. She said that she doesn't like rap music, and even if she did like rap music, she would not like Blake, okay? He would not be her favorite artist because this is just something she's not into. So Rita brings her ass over there to the table, and she sits down, and she's like, "Are you enjoying the show?" And she's like, "Yeah, I really am." Now we know, of course, we know that is fake because she's already told the producers, the cameraman, and the gripman bitch that she is totally not interested in this at all. But, she pretends as if she is. She's not in the crowd. She's not jumping around. She's sitting at the table with her sister, nonchalant, don't give a damn about what this man is into. And so this is picked up by all the friends. And so after he's finished with the show, they all hype. They go outside and everything, and the sister's like, "Is this it?" And he's like, "Yeah, this is it. I guess this is it. We can now go home." And so, while he's in the back, Rita confronts him and tells him, "I was just a little shocked that Jasmine wasn't into any of this. Like she sat at the booth with her sister. She wasn't in the crowd. She didn't seem entertained by it at all." And so, of course, he continues to make excuses for her as to why she was this way. Maybe the bitch still was jet lagged, maybe she was still jet lagged, or, he's just making all kinds of excuses for Jasmine's behavior. And he's saying, whatever. We all know that Jasmine's not into it, and she's like, you really need to have somebody that's into what you're into, and that is going to be a support system to you at the end of the day. Now, the next time that we see Blake, he is without her. He's in the studio with his two homeboys, okay? He's there with the guy that's the president of the label, and, of course, his homeboy. And I can't remember his name. It really ain't relevant, okay? And so, basically, the two of them are telling him the same thing that Rita was telling him, that Jasmine does not seem like she supports the things that he has going on in his life, and how important it is for him to have somebody who is going to support his endeavors. And he really does not want to hear this. He believes that she is different, and that each person is different, and they have the things that they like and the things that they don't like. And so, He's just making excuses for this girl. And I really feel sorry for him because really Jasmine isn't into it. She's not into his family. She's not into his friends. And they're just trying to tell him, you're showing this girl your life. This is your world. This is what you do for a living, and you really need to have someone in your life who gives a damn. And she just does not give a damn. He's saying, everybody is different. He's still going back and forth with that. And they're like, at the end of the day, you're going to see that we're coming from a good place. And so he gets mad and he storms out of the room and everything. And his friends really do, at the end of the day, they mean well. But he does not believe that they mean well. He believes that they're picking on him or whatever the case may be. I don't know what the hell the case may be. But they're absolutely not enthused about Jasmine. And frankly, Jasmine is not about them, and she's not about his career either. The next couple that I want to talk about is Juliana and Sarah, bitch, because at this point, Juliana and Sarah are a couple. The hell is going on with them now? We see Juliana, basically, getting up and going on about her day. We see this bitch in the garage. She says that she can't drive right now, so Michael has brought her a bicycle. This bitch gets on the bicycle like Paddington Bear. I'm sitting up there saying, okay, it's she's got a skirt on. She's riding in her bicycle. She got a little helmet on her head. And she said that this is just completely giving her freedom because she has been bored in the house. And I'm saying, is she bewitched or what? Is she a nun? I don't know what the hell is going on with her. But she is riding on the bike and she has found freedom. She says that now she can go where she wants to go in Greenwich and just live her damn best life. But instead of her going out and doing the things that she wants to do, she goes over to Sarah's house, who is the ex-wife. So she goes over to Sarah's house because the little girl left her cheerleading costume or her cheerleading outfit, and she's dropping some things off for her. And so, Sarah's like, well, would you, are you in a rush? The bicycle anywhere, you doing a marathon today? What are you doing? And she's like, no. So she says, well, let's have a cup of coffee and let's sit down and talk. And so we see Juliana sit there with her, and she takes her coffee black, okay? And she sits there, and Sarah begins to ask her questions about her life and how she's making the adjustment and all of that kind of stuff. And so, she begins to tell the story about how when she was a young girl at 14 years old, there was a modeling agent that came into the neighborhood, bitch, okay? Maybe they were on the bicycle too. But a modeling agent came into the neighborhood and started recruiting women. She said that she, went away. This was her first time being away from the family. She was there for 3 months, and she said none of the girls liked her really, and that she had ran out of money, and then she came back home. She said that on her way, thank you so much for joining the family. Thank you. And so she said that she said that, when she came back home, she ended up getting into this church, okay? She said, so Sarah was like, okay, so how'd you get into the church? And she was like, was it a friend or something like that? And I just thought that the questions were leading. I thought that she was leading her into what she should be saying about this church, okay? I felt like the whole conversation was leading. And I don't know how much of the conversation was true or how much of the conversation was a lie, but I just really believe that she was leading her into the conversation. I don't know how you all feel about it, but that's what I got from it. So she started talking and saying that the church was actually a cult and that she had met this man through her pastor. The pastor had introduced her to him. She was 17 years old and he was 34 years old. And I'm saying, so what's the difference with you being with Michael? Michael is what, double her age? Okay, triple her age? I mean, so what's the difference? You're still repeating the same thing over and over again. You just happen to be with this man who is in America, but you're still, much younger than the man that you are marrying. So what's the difference? But anyway, she alludes to the fact that the church, after 4 months, made the two of them get married, and once she married him, he changed on her ass. She said that she ran away from she ran away from him and went back and started trying to model again. She didn't even divorce the mofo until she came back. And so I'm saying to myself, then when were you a model? Because I mean, like, I'm not. I've seen a pic or two since she's been here in the United States, but I don't see where she has, like, this girl's a whole scam as far as I'm concerned. She says that she wants Sarah to be her best friend. Sarah sits there at the table and she cries and everything because of how touching this girl's life is. It's been bitches that live here in the United States that have had a life rough. I mean, they've had a harder life than she has had. Let's just go ahead on and keep it 100 out here on these streets. There are women that live here that have gone through more and had less than what she has gone through. She is hooked up with this American man, okay? And now, she's like, I'm not getting it. But anyway, she says that she wants Sarah to be her best friend. Sarah says now she has this newfound respect for her because of, her story or whatever. And I just call bullshit on the game, okay? Really, truly. I call bullshit on the game. And so, she asked her, they driving in the car because she's standing out on the curb, okay, like the milkman bitch, and waiting for the truck to come by and pick her up so that she can go and have her wedding dress altered. And so when she goes and gets her wedding dress altered, the two of them start talking in the car, and she asks her about Michael. Does she feel like that, that Michael is above her? And she's like, no, but I want him to think that he is above me. And she said, well, I just don't want you to be the maid in the relationship. And so she goes on to tell Juliana, when you start making your money, don't give your money to him. This is something that I did in a relationship, and the relationship was not balanced. And so, she felt like, he had the upper hand on her. But I'm just saying, are you befriending this girl so that you can, talk to her or ruin the relationship that she could have with this man, okay? She needed to just lay back and chill for a minute, and she should not be telling her secrets to Sarah, because at the end of the day, you don't know what Sarah's motives are for wanting to know this girl's business. I think that Sarah needs to sit down next door, mind her business, and stay the hell out of their relationship. Like, true, for real, for real. This is how I'm really feeling about the situation. The hell is Sarah in a relationship for? And Sarah is not her mother. She does not need anyone to guide her. According to Juliana, she got the game all twisted. Juliana is so happy about the prenup agreement. She says that since they, dropped the prenup agreement, that they've been getting along just fine. That bitch knew what the prenup agreement was the whole entire time, because as they said and revealed on Instagram, that the whole damn thing was staged. So she knew what the hell it was. And so I would not be surprised if they really do have a prenup agreement. But let me just say this, Sarah, mind your business. Go over there in your house, deal with the stuff that you need to deal with at your house, but mind your business. Like, really, this woman, they're just too comfortable with one another. And don't think for 1 minute that it is not going to change. And then the thing about it is, you're giving Sarah so much information that not only is Michael going to have the upper hand on you, but so is Sarah, bitch. You should not be sitting there telling Sarah everything that's going on in your relationship as it relates to this damn man. Like I'm not understanding it at all. But okay, this is what they're presenting to us. This is what they want us to swallow and they want us to believe. But I'm telling you right now, I'm calling BS on the game. I think that a lot of this was staged, and I don't know why they staged it this way, because as soon as the episode goes off, they go on Instagram, bitch, and they switch the whole story around. So I'm just not buying it this week, okay? I am not buying it. The next couple that I want to talk about, let me see. Angela and Michael. Like, frankly, I've gotten tired of Angela and Michael, but I did enjoy their segment this week. We see Angela, go to She's back in Nigeria because Michael was denied or had a letter that was saying that they were going to deny the visa. The visa has not officially been denied as of yet, but they are acting as if it has been. And so Angela has, packed up all her bags and, and packed up all of her bra, okay, because half is in her bra, and she's on her way to Nigeria. We see her get there, and she is calmer, and she hugs Michael, and she says, well, Michael, I know you were really upset, so I wanted to make sure that I came over here. And Michael's whole thing is, I really basically need to use this time period to pull out all the stops so that Angela will marry me here, so that will guarantee me a place in the United States. Bitch, I don't care if it's a year from now. I don't care if it's 2 years from now. I have got to make Angela understand that I need her to marry me here. So Angela's in the car and she's like, Michael, what the hell happened? I need you to go step by step. Tell me everything that happened because I really want to know why that K1 visa was denied. I cannot believe that we're here. And so Michael begins to tell her how he came into the office. They all were ushered into another room where they sat for an additional 3 hours. Michael says that, they asked him, one of the questions that they asked him was, why is it that you all could not get married when she came here? And he said, because she wants her family to be at the wedding. Angela immediately said, Michael, but why wouldn't you tell them that we had an engagement? He said, well, they knew that I was engaged. And she was like, no, mofo, I need you to listen to me. You always put your pride to the side, bitch, and listen to what I'm saying. Why wouldn't you tell them that we've already had an engagement party here? And so Michael doesn't understand what Angela is saying. I do. Angela is saying we've already did, the African formalities here, and now we've got to do them, in the United States. I want to do the rest of it in the United States, but he don't hear that, okay, because he's stubborn as fuck. The only thing that he can think about is I need to get to America. And so we see them go to the hotel room. And Michael is in a hotel room and he tells Angela he has a gift for her. Angela is tired as hell, okay? She doesn't even really want to greet the concierge, okay? But Angela's tired, and so Michael says, I have a gift for you. And she was like, what is it, Michael? He tells her to close her eyes. And when she opens her eye up, he has this clock that he had made, and he had pictures, going around the clock, and those pictures were like the 1, the 2, the 3, the hands, whatever. And so it was very nice. It was shellacked. It was just really beautiful. I don't know who did it, but I would love to have one with Auntie's advice on the bitch, okay? Michael, so hit me up and let me know who did that for you. But anyway, so he gave her that, and Angela was like, well, this is why I'm here. And I'm saying, Angela, but why do you have that daggone halter top on with them bra straps hanging about like that? Now, come on, Angela. You got to do better than that. I know she got big old wonwookas. I know she carries everything but the kitchen sink in her breast. But, bitch, you can find you a half bra. Go holler at Molly, okay? And get you a half bra so that when you wear stuff like that, it's appropriately, like what the fuck was Angela doing with that... with that pure white bra hanging out like that? I mean, just the straps, just damn. Okay. So anyway, they go through the process. Angela pulls out some underwear, some sexy underwear that she had brought for Michael. They weren't Trump drawers, and so Michael really did not appreciate them. He didn't even want the damn drawers, okay? And so at the end of the day, we see them the next day going to have breakfast. And, Michael just pulls up anywhere. Angela makes a comment to Michael because he didn't even get out of the car to open up her door. And she was like, you're not a gentleman. And he isn't a gentleman, okay? Because he don't have time to be a gentleman. He got this scheme game going on, okay? And so they go to this restaurant, and Angela's like, where am I, Michael? What the fuck is this? And he's like, we're going to have breakfast. They sit down to have breakfast, and bitch, it's an alligator on the plate with the teeth in it, the tongue hanging out and everything. All I saw was a big-ass alligator sitting up on that table, and it looked like a lemon, some lemon that you were supposed to squeeze on top of the bitch. I said, I wouldn't have ate that bullshit either, okay? Don't sit me in a restaurant in the back of a building, bitch. It ain't even a decent parking lot, and you got some little rental tables together or picnic tables. Bitches, you got me back here eating this because he said, he wanted her to start eating the cuisine from the neighborhood. No, fuck the neighborhood. Where's the nearest McDonald's or Burger King? They got any of them bitch? Is there any golden arches? Out here for your auntie to eat at, because what we not gonna do is sit here and eat a damn whole alligator at the table looking like an iguana, and it's like the damn thing was up on the plate like I said, oh, hell no. So, of course, Angela defaulted to her cigarette and a soda, bitch. And I don't blame her on that one. And so, basically, Michael is telling her that he went to go and see an immigration lawyer, and that the immigration lawyer told him that it's best for them to get married because most of the time when you are denied a visa in Nigeria, you cannot get another one. And Angela said, that ain't what my attorney said. My attorney said something different. So, of course, they were going back and forth, and Michael was like, she's a good woman and all of that kind of stuff. He really didn't even want to say that she was a good woman because he knows how Angela Kirk's out anytime he talks about another woman. But it slipped out of his mouth before he could think to say he. But Angela was like, I'm going to go ahead and let you say what you got to say. But I'm going to tell you right now, Michael, I did not come over here to get married to you. I believe that my family has the right to see their mama, their me mama, their G mama, the grandmother, the mother, just everybody has a right to see her get married. And so Angela is not convinced that this is the right thing because her attorney told her that, 60% of the cases that go, that they appeal are won. And so Angela is banking on what her attorney is saying. But Michael, at this point, is desperate. He tells Angela that we don't have time. Time is not on our side, okay? And so, Angela kind of looks at him. He says he wants to go to America and start a family with Angela. And I really do believe that Michael knows that, because he mentioned her age. He said age is in the, we don't have time. You're getting older, bitch. You only got one good egg, and you may not even have that one. But I really do believe that Michael wants to come to the United States. I believe that he has some plans in his mind because Michael knows already that he cannot have a baby with Angela. There's no way you're going to convince me that Michael is not fully aware that there is no chance that he's ever going to have a child with Angela. But it's like nothing you can say that is going to ever convince me that Michael is not on his game. All right. Michael is holding this out. He's telling Angela how much he loves her. But Michael at this point has learned how to conquer the beast. All right. And that is just your auntie's opinion. The next couple I want to talk about is Natalie and Mike. So we see this couple. We're introduced to them sitting with the producers. They're going through this standard interview process where they sit down and talk to them. As we remember from last episode, they had another spat in the restaurant where he asked her whether or not she had gone through the K-1 visa with someone else before. Natalie was pissed with him and did not like how he talked to them. So they had the two of them sitting together. And they asked her, how are you all now? Is everything okay? Is this it's hard to see. It's hard to say. What's in that shit? This thing is so straight. Which means Michael's. I'm sitting up here saying, what? So, how you feel? Michael was like, it's all right. I mean, everything cool in the gang. So, Natalie was like, so they were like, I mean, are y'all okay? She said, it's been a little rush. So they were like, do you love Michael? It's just I'm a woman, and woman don't know whether or not she loves us. And it's okay for a woman not to know if she is in love. I think that Michael and I have a lot of arguments, and I said, bitch, if you don't open up your mouth and talk so we can understand what the hell you say, I am sick of looking like, feeling like I'm looking at a K movie, bitch, where I've got to read the whole thing. I want to be able to understand. My gosh, um, we heard lots of arguments, and so I think a woman don't know whether or not she did a lot of things just or different. Michael said, "Look, bitch, they didn't ask you that. Answer the question. Do you love me or do you not love me?" Well, we have potential. We have potential being loved. There's a potential there. It could grow to love. It could grow to love if he act like if he not believe in Martians and he not believe in bitch. Do you love him? No, no, no. I don't love him. I tell the truth. I tell the truth. I be honest. I tell the truth. I not tell a lie. I tell the truth about this. So Michael said, "Well, I'm the fuck up out of here." Michael said, "I ain't got to sit around this bitch another further. I'm out of here. Fuck it. See ya." Said, "Damn." She sitting up there like, shh. I really don't give a fuck about how Michael feels. I'm a woman. Women don't know. I tell the truth. It's potential. I don't know, if the stars are fucking aligned, but I'm not gonna sit here as women shall lie. Shall lie. Fuck him. Fuck him. He wants to get up. He wants. This bitch wants to walk the fuck out. Fuck him. I fucking said, shut the truth, damn it. I fucking shut the truth. They was like, "Michael, where you going?" Michael said, "I'm packing my shit up on my body." So, the next time we see them, they at the apartment, she got the knees up and everything, and that just lets everybody know she's in a defensive type of, attitude and everything. And so, Michael is packing his stuff up, throwing all this together, you know what I'm saying? And she's like, "So, Michael, so is you doing? What you doing?" Michael said, "I'm leaving. I'm rolling up out of here." I mean, they asked you a simple question. Did you love me? You said you didn't love me. So, it's time for me to go. My time is up. I got to go to the airport. I ain't got time for this book. Okay? I'm a man. I'm a man at the end of the day. I got some my pride to think about. So she was like, Michael, I shut a truth. I shut a truth, Michael. And I could have showed a lie. But I changed. We have a lot of problems. There's a lot of things, Michael, we don't agree on. Michael said, "Yeah, because you don't believe you don't believe in spaceships. You said you want your religion and all of that kind of stuff, right? You said that was more important to you than, I'm trying to work it out with me. So I'm about this bitch. I'm about this camp. I ain't got to stay up in here and deal with this." So she was like, "You know what, Michael? Take your ring, bitch." So Michael said, oh, oh, we throwing rings. I gave you the ring because the ring meant so." She said, "Your mother's. And I keep anything that's your mother's, Michael." But you know, Michael, I want a man that's going to fight for me. Michael was like, shut the fuck up. You don't already said and did everything that you going to say and you going to do. I'm up out of here. So we see the mother, get ready to come down. What's going on down there? What's all that hollering and ring throwing? Mama saw was like, what's going on with all the packing of the bags and the rings throwing and all of that kind of stuff? The hell is going on down there? So she was like, Mama, shh, go back in your room. Shh. I need you to go back in your rooms. I need you to mind your business, Mama. I got this. I'm handling this. I got this on here, okay? I'm down here telling him the truth. We have Patricia. I don't love him. I just don't need for me to say that I love him. God damn it, I know I don't love him. So, Michael's like, let me go on up. He pack all this stuff up and everything, because at this point, Michael's hurt. So he goes on upstairs, to see Mama Son and everything, say his last little goodbyes and everything, to Mama and everything. And so Michael, Mama hugging all up on him. She's going to be okay. Michael cried. Mama life, it's going to be okay. Michael, you're a big boy. You're a big boy. Cut that out. Stop that crying, Michael. Damn it. Because it's going to be okay. You're going to be survived. You're going to survive. First, I was afraid. I was petrified. To think that I could have lived without you by my side. And I was thinking how you did me wrong. But I grew strong. And I learned how to get along. And on your back. Okay? What? Michael, Nelly Mo was up there. I will survive. Hey. Okay. So Michael goes, he gets all padded up and everything, goes down the steps and everything. Nelly was like, look, let's stop this farce. So Michael was like, what farce? I'm getting ready to leave. I'm about to roll. My time is up. I'm hurt. I'm dragging around this. I'm ducking down through doors. I'm ready to go. You gonna say bye now? She was like, you need to apologize. Apologize? What the She said, because you overreacted. You're acting like a bitch up in here. You're running all up to my mother. You're up there crying and all of this kind of stuff. And I need you to apologize. Michael was like, I ain't apologizing for nothing. I'm up out this camp. Michael, shut your little bitch. You know I told you the truth, Michael. What you want me to tell a lie? She threw the ring in there because she wanted Michael to put the ring back on her finger. And she had the nerve to say, he could have put the ring back on my finger, right? No. She gonna tell him that that's your mother ring, and that's why I gave the ring back. I ain't want to keep your mother's ring. That was an insult to him. To take his mother's ring, something that was sacred to him, and throw it up in his bag like it was a piece of trash. The rings made all this damn noise and all this old kind of stuff. And I'm like, young cold-hearted. Like she was a cold heart. Like she switched like this. Now, David, I'm going to tell you, an hour later, her schizophrenic ass is not going to remember that she even did that. Because you have got to be a crazy motherfucker. Anytime you're going to sit there and say that he owes you an apology, when you sat there and acted ass and threw his mother rings across the room and ricocheted and just missed, come on now, damn it. That's not how you treat a person who has been there with you all this time. And then the thing about it is you already accepted the mofo's engagement. Why did you do that? You're going to talk about we've only seen each other 3 times. Bitch, you knew that when you was asking him to give you a baby. Wasn't a couple of episodes ago you was sitting there asking this man to get you pregnant? So you just knew that he was a dang yicky farm boy, and that ain't no offense to anybody that's farmers out here, okay? I'm talking about him, not you. So don't get in your feelings. Because I'm showing the truth. She knew and she felt like he was underneath her. And so the reason why she ended up treating this mofo like this, because she never really had no respect for his dang yicky ass anyway. Him and Uncle Bo living in the barn. She just wanted this mofo to impregnate her because she was not able to get this out of her previous husband. And so now the bitch gonna sit up there and treat him like he ain't nothing. But Michael left about that house broken hearted. Do you hear what I'm saying? Michael's ass was broken hearted. Like, Michael was done. And she was so cold, y'all. She ain't feel nothing for him, no remorse, no sympathy, nothing. Zero. And talking about zero, Tanya brought her ass back from her vacation. Sinjin is excited. He got a hotel room in New York because he had to drive all the way there from Connecticut. And so he decided to get a hotel room for her. And he's just excited that Tanya's coming back. He knows that they have issues in their relationship, but he, is excited that she's coming back. He just wants to be able to smell her, hug her, feel her. He doesn't want to argue about the things that they argued about while she was on her world tour. And so, he just wants to spend time with her. So we see her coming through the airport and he jumps over the gate, okay? And you can see security in the background where TLC had to tell him, hold up, we just filming, okay? We filming. We give us 5 more minutes to film this, and then we be out, okay? And so they're hugging and they're kissing and doing all of that kind of stuff. And he gives her a lily from out of the hotel room, and she's ecstatic and she's excited. And he's just kissing her and smelling her. And he said that all of the anxiety that he had, he doesn't have anymore. And now they can continue to move on with this 90 days. Of course, they only have 30 days left. And so, they have a nice a night of bliss in the hotel room. And they get in the car and they're now driving to Connecticut. And now the bottom falls out, bitch. At this point, Tanya snaps back into reality, and she continues to be the biatch that we have known her to be all season. She is angry with Sinjin because Sinjin did not start his woodworking class, and he was like, how are we going to start the class? The class was $800, and bitch, we don't have any money. And she's like, I told you to go ahead and do it, and don't worry about anything else. How the hell he going to do it? He said that they don't have any money. If you don't have any money, then how's the man going to, how's he going to do this, Tanya? And so she says that, Sinjin doesn't have any ambition or anything like that. And he goes on to tell us how he was working in the mines and he was going down in the steel cage, working in the mines. I don't know what kind of damn mines it was, but the bitch was working in the mines. And he said he was working there, since he was a little boy. And so, he watched a lot of his friends die. He didn't like the job that he was doing. And as a result of that, PTSD. Okay, now I ain't trying. So anyway, he had some trauma that he went through with this. And so he said he's here in America and he has made a decision that he is going to be a firefighter, bitch. He's going to be a policeman. He said it's open. He can be anything that he can dream of here in America. And he said, he lives so close to New York. And they said, New York, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. And so, he wants to have an opportunity to be an entrepreneur, but he wants to explore other venues. And Tanya is saying, bitch, I don't have time. Ever since I've been with you, you've always quit jobs and you haven't really worked and you've always given up on things. And so she's afraid because she too has anxiety and PTSD because she's not sure of what her life is going to be with Sinjin. She tells Sinjin that, she's tired of him. She gets to yelling in the car. He tells her to stop yelling. And she's telling him, I'm yelling out of fear. I'm yelling out of fear because I don't know what my life is going to be like with you in it. And so, a lot of couples can relate to that kind of stuff, but Tanya's just over the top. And, she just feels like she's not being heard. It's just a whole bunch of BS going on between the two of them. At the end of the day, Sinjin, started screaming and told her that she was crazy, and she was talking about, jumping off the edge, and he was like, go ahead on and jump, damn it, if you're going to jump. And she's like, well, if I jump, that means that I'm leaving you behind. He said, do whatever the hell you got to do. At the end of the day, the two of them ended up making up, and, they're going to be together, whatever. But talking about being together, or not, is Mercel and Hannah. Boy, if that wasn't the best soap opera I have seen, bitch, that was a telenova. Man, I'm telling you, if you could have put some music to that, that would have been the best telenova that you had seen in your life. Like, I wanted to just take a good old country song mixed with a good song from a good ass opera, put the two of them together. We see Anna packing up Mercel's shit. She is throwing it in there, balled up. She don't care how I get in that suitcase, as long as it gets in that suitcase. She has made a decision to drop him off at the hotel because he is leaving, bitch, in the morning. And she is very angry with him because she cannot believe. Thank you so much for the super chat. She cannot believe that he has chosen his mama over her. Did she not know that he chose his mama over her long time ago? He chose his mama over you before he even left Turkey, which is the reason why he lied to his mother and his father and said that you did not have any children. He didn't even mention that you had children. He had already chosen. But you thought that this man, you giving this man this ultimatum about telling him about your children 90 days before you were to get married was going to work. Well, he called your bluff, my love. So we see Mercel at the hotel. Mercel is brokenhearted as well. He is crying every time this bitch gets a chance. Mercel. Are you leaving, Anna? Yeah. I love Anna. I want to kiss her. But I chose my mother. I didn't choose Anna. If I had known then what I know now, I wouldn't have come. See, Anna gave Mercel so basically Mercel is talking to the producers and telling them that he is the only son in the family and that he has to follow what his parents have told him to do. Although he loves Anna, he wants to be able to talk to Anna. He's very sorry for what he's done to Anna. But at the end of the day, he has to be obedient to his parents. And so we see Mercel get into an Uber and drive over to Anna's house to pick up the rest of his things to take back to the hotel room because Anna was holding them hostage just long enough to be able to beg him to continue to stay there. She doesn't want him to go back. And she's angry and saying, Mercel, why did you do this to us? No, you did this to yourself. She says that she did not want Mercer to stay in the house because she did not know how the boys were going to be dealing with it. I'm sure the boys are going to be doing just fine. So Mercer comes over to the house, and Anna is sitting on the sofa, and she's telling him, it's done, it's finished. If you leave, it's done. And Mercer was down on his knees and he's crying. And Anna, he tries to hug her and she pushes him away. No, finish. Finish. Finish, Mercer. You see that? Bitch, do you see that? Can you read that? Bitch, this means we broke it up app style. The app said, bitch, then it's over. I don't want to see the app. I don't want to see the app. No, Anna, please. Please. No, Myrtle. You've hurt me. How could you do this to me? Please don't leave. No, Anna. Please. Bitch! If you just finish crying, just sit there in one place and cry. All it's up, down, in, out, app, no app, phone, iPad. I'm like, bitch, this is too much. It got to be too much. I was like, why can't they just laugh? I mean, and just cry. Get this over with so I could go on with the rest of my night. Bitch, Mercer was on the floor crying. She was crying. Makeup zits was popping all out on her face. She just was a hot ass mess. No, it's finished. You don't love me. I love you, Anna. No, you don't. Because if you love me, you wouldn't leave me. It was just too much. It just really got to be too much. Like they was crying like beekeepers. Bitch, they were crying like they got stung. And I'm saying, what happened to the bees? Are the bees okay? Do the bees know that they broke up? Like, are the bees aware, bitch, that Mercer is leaving? What about the bees? Somebody tell me about the bees. You worried about the kids? You worried about Mercer? You worried about her? What about the bees? Who's taking care of the bees? So Mercer decides he's going to leave. She's sitting there and begging him. First, she's trying to use reverse psychology. And then she's saying, well, no, Mercer, don't leave. Mercer says, I want to kiss you. She says, I want to punch you. I'm like, God, when is this over? Long to the short of it, Mercer gets his stuff. And he leaves out of the house. She's begging Mercer to stay. Please, don't leave me this way. I can't survive, can't stay alive. Mercer goes back to the hotel room. He's devastated. He's still crying. He says that he really loves her, but he has to obey his parents. The next day, Mercer is up. He's getting his stuff together to go to the airport. He comes outside of the building, and guess who's standing outside, bitch? Press, desperate ass Anna. She's saying that she knows that he's leaving, but she just wants to be able to spend her very last hours with him, to try to convince him to stay. She is hoping beyond hope. She's driving in the car. She's crying in the car. Please, Mercer. No matter how down. I'm saying now, this is too much. This is too much. If you thought that that was irritating, you should have seen the episode. What I'm doing is an understatement to the crying and they was doing. Mercer was like, long to the short of it, they get to the airport. Mercer was giving them his boarding pass, and she's still begging. Mercer, please don't leave me. Please don't leave me. Mercer saying, I'm sorry, Anna. He just grabbing on her and yanking on her neck. She pushing, she pulling, she yanking, she grabbing. He pushing, he pulling, he yanking, he grabbing. They just begging and crying and begging and begging and crying. And I'm saying, God damn, he gets all the way to where you can't go anywhere any further because of TSA. She's like, if you love me, you will put me first. You will live your life, Mercer. You have a life to live, and you get to choose. Mercer said, bitch, I don't get to choose. And he said, you know what? I done fucked up so much with these kids and telling my parents about these kids. I'm scared. Mercer said, I'm scared, 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 I'm scared to go back home. He doesn't even know what he is going to face when he goes back home because he knows that he has disappointed his family. Mercer said, I'm scared, I'm scared, I'm scared. But he walked his scared ass right on through that terminal with her yanking and pulling on his ass, begging him every 5 steps. Mercer, please don't leave me. Please. 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 Zits just everywhere. Zits, blackheads, bitch moles, everything just showing up on her face. Like at this point, she has no dignity. Like all her dignity and her respect is down in the toilet at home. She is literally begging this man to stay here. I'm saying, the fuck? Where is your pride? Your dignity, your self-worth, your self-esteem? Where? It's in Mercer's suitcase. It's packed up among his things. Mercer walks through the terminal. She's walking now away. She's crying because she realized that he's left. One more time, Mercer comes from the terminal. He's yelling, Anna! Anna! Anna stops. She goes back. She thinks that this is going to be a happy ending. And Mercer said, all right, then bye. Bye. She said, oh, you fucker. She walks on. He yelling, Anna! Anna! Anna didn't even turn around. She walks out. She got the TLC crew with her. And she's like, I cannot believe that he left. She thought that he was not going to go through it. And damn it, so did I. So did I. I felt like I had been through a tornado and back. I was completely and totally exhausted with the two of them. I just was like, this woman really, really, in my humble opinion, really was capable of leaving and going to Turkey and leaving her children behind. That's just my opinion. Now, bitch, it may be wrong, but I'm telling you, that's my opinion about the broken woman that I saw. See, she did not give him this ultimatum for the sake of her children. She did it for the sake of her friends. She allowed this man throughout the entire relationship. She allowed him to lie. She told Mercer, because this was the K1 visa, you can never come back to America to be with me. If you leave Mercer, there's no coming back. Oh, but yes, there is. Because there are other American women on that B website, that B fan page, that B Instagram group, and some more stuff that don't have children and will probably bring Mercer back. Because I'm sure that Mercer, with all that crying and showing his fat ass down there on that ground like that, got a whole lot of women in his DMs. So, y'all, again, that is the conclusion of this review. Thank you all so much for being here. If you are not already part of the family, hit that subscribe button. Thank you to everybody who super chatted tonight. Thank you so much to all of my moderators who always keep the family safe in the chats. You all have a blessed Monday tomorrow. Make sure to do something kind for someone else. Make somebody laugh, give somebody a smile, and most of all, take care of you. Love you all to pieces, and I will see you again soon. Bye, y'all. Mwah.